affordable housing ni market, watu wangu market, mtu anaweza dhani hizo nyumba ni zenyu. Affordable housing na ni 64k nini deposit. Nikikumbuka nyumba yangu 80,000 deposit ni kujiongea kwa landi bana. Nyinyi mnaniambia deposit 64k. Hiyo ni affordable housing kwanza. Alafu kitu kingine manzeni, mna market na mko ndani watu wangu.
Yani umekuwa ukinikata pesa. Umekuwa ukinikata pesa pande ya mshahara inaitwa housing levy. Umekuwa ukinikata 1.5. Sasa umekuwa ukinikata nyumba zimekuja zimeisha. Hii project inaitwa affordable housing. Zile zimekuja zimeisha. Tena unanifuata ni unataka nikaishi pale. Unaniwekea nikuwe nikilipa pesa kiwango fulani kwa miaka fulani, nikuwe nikilipa. Umenifuata nikuje after umejenga na pesa yangu, tena unaniita nikuje niishi hapo nikuwe nikilipa pesa fulani kwa shamba ya public. Ulijenga hizo nyumba kwa shamba ya public. Of course hiyo nyumba itaikuwa yangu hata nilipie miaka 30. So unanifunga pale nikuwe tenant wako for 30 years kwa nyumba zenye ulijenga na pesa yangu, na bado hata nikikubali kuishi hapo nalipa hiyo 3,000. Umesema bedsitter ni 3,000. Hata nikikaa pale kulipa ile 3,000 naenda kazi. Na bado kazi umeshika tu bado payslip hivi, bado unakata housing levy, unakata pesa yangu yenye napata housing levy, unakata pia pesa yangu yenye nakulipa, unachukua bako pesa yenye nakulipa rent, na bado ulichukua pesa yangu kujenga hizo nyumba. Ni uache kutubeba kama makopa yako. Very know very well. Affordable housing ni scam. Na hizo nyumba zenye watu wanapatiwa sahi, they are in a public land. Mmekubali mbomoleo manyumba zenyu, mmekubali kuachilia shamba zenyu, mkuje muishi kwa affordable housing. Hapo muta survive for long. Trust me, remember my words, muta survive for long. Hiyo haiwezi make. Hakuna vile uchukua pesa yangu kujenga, bado nikienda kazi unafuata hiyo payslip yangu, unachukua housing levy, alafu bado unakuja na kulipa rent. Sisi, we are not mad women and we are not mad man outside here. We know very well what you're doing. Mnatukula ukitupuliza. We are done. We know affordable housing is a scam. Tunakuja hapa kutuambia tuende tuishi. Unapata watu wana advertise huku nonsense. Msitu advertise affordable housing. Msitu advertise.
The cat is already out of the bag. Government supporters, government sympathizers, 527 gang, government bloggers, shut up. By now, most Kenyans already know that Mukuru kwa Jenga affordable housing project was initially started by Uhuru. And he didn't even have to tax Kenyans for it. He was just building. That is why most people didn't even know it existed. Now, by the time alikuwa anatoka, it was already 70% complete. Yet, you people have been on our faces all day mkiongea vile mnataka. Mkituambia vile Ruto promised and he has delivered. As if he's actually doing us a favor. You're taxing people to build those units. Si eti ni pesa yako unatoa kwa mfuko. So tunafaa tumpigie makofi kumaliza project ilikuwa already ongoing ama. Alafu niulize tu, kwani zinakuja zikiwa fully furnished?
I'm beginning to feel like affordable housing was never about solving the current housing crisis. I mean, did you decide to live in that poor quality house ama kulala nje because you went out looking for a house to buy na ukakosa kabisa? Hazikuwa. Anyway, wacha niache feelings. Let's talk facts. KNBS data shows that 93% of homeowners in Kenya build, only 2% buy. Which makes sense, you know. You may want a 2-bedroom and I want a 3-bedroom, and someone else wants their door facing a certain direction because of culture. So if your target prefers building, why would you push for an affordable housing model that focuses on selling houses? Nyambati, nobody's forcing you to buy, just build them. The cost of construction is at an all-time high because of taxes and other things, meaning more people will not be able to afford to build quality housing. Come on, rent a house. Developers also feel the pinch. They end up charging more for rent or compromising on the quality. And then we're back to either choosing poor quality housing or houses we can't afford. It should happen. They're already building the houses. The former President Uhuru Kenyatta set up the affordable housing program under the Big Four agenda. So what's different now? The goal for affordable housing under the Big Four agenda was fairly simple. Increase home ownership by building more houses, selling them through the Bomayango platform, and making it affordable for everyone, including those earning less than 20,000 Kenya shillings a month. And now there's President William Ruto's affordable housing model. It looks like the exact same thing, except this time it feels like the government is forcing me and you to contribute to a housing levy to build houses that we may never own, while rental prices are going up and it's getting more expensive to build. Well, At least there's job creation, right? Just take me back to the 1970s when the government used to give people service plots, land with water, roads, and even sewer connections. Plus, they even offered people financial assistance to build their own homes incrementally at their own pace based on what they could afford. Of course, there were challenges: corruption, land grabbing, government not offering sufficient infrastructure. Sawa basi. Or take me back to the 2000s when people saved as little as 50 shillings a day, pooled their resources, bought land, and slowly built entire estates for themselves. Oh wait, that still happens today. The 2010 Constitution clearly states that the national government should be setting policies that encourage growth of housing, but not necessarily building them. So why are we ignoring solutions that work and forcing Kenyans into a model that doesn't seem to be working?
So tell me, how does this make sense? You take my money, build a house with my money, and then tell me that I do not own that house, that if I want that house, I need to come and buy that house from you. So what's your role in this? Why shouldn't I just take my own money and then go build myself a house? Why do I need to give you that money and then have to come and buy that house from you again? How is that not a scam? How is that not a scam? Because that is what the CS has said. Affordable housing is clearly a bigger scam. Take my money, build a house with it. I don't own that house, you own that house, and then I have to come and buy that house from you. This government is a big Shylock. God have mercy on us.
Katika mtandao wa X akiwa ana tweet na akiwa pia anatupatia ma-update pale kuhusiana na nyumba ambazo ni za bei nafuu. Nyumba ambazo ni za bei nafuu. Napenda pale rais wangu akiwa anaongea na wakazi wa Mukuru kwa Njenga, wote wakiwa wamesimama katika balcony za nyumba yao ama corridors za nyumba zao. You know, akiwa anawahutubia akiwa pale chini na yeye mwenyewe akaingia katika zile nyumba akaimba nao nyimbo za Injili, akaongoza katika, napenda sauti yake rais wangu Daktari William Ruto akiongoza pale katika nyimbo za Injili, pia akaongoza katika maombi. Akaongoza katika maombi pale, akawaombea wanaoingia katika nyumba mpya zile, akaombea Wakenya ambao wanachanga pia ili kuzijenga hizi nyumba kama mimi na wewe. You know, alafu baadaye akakabidhi funguo 1080 houses. Na kaeka pale update kwamba commissioned the new Mukuru housing estate lot 1. Phase 1 comprising of more than 5,616 bed sitters. Akasema under construction in lot 2.
Also ni bed sitters
bed sitters.
So ni bed sitters Kwa hivyo ni pale ambapo ni kanyumba pale ambapo unaona kila kitu yako pale vile.
Unakiona pale.
Atli possession zote unaziona pale at one go.
Akasema under construction in lot 2 of the estate there are 3,024 one bedroom units. Hizo zinakuja under construction hizo. While lot 3 4,608 two bedroom units. Sema hizo pia zina come through very fast.
Super.
Kwa hiyo msikuwe na wasiwasi. Alafu basi akaambia watu waingie ndani na watu waanze maisha pale. Wahane kutoka mitaa ya mabanda ya Mukuru, tuanze kuishi kifahari, kiheshima kama Wakenya. Na nikaona Wakenya wengi sana wamefurahia akiwa anapiga speech yake pale. Wakenya wakamkatisa kabisa katika speech, wakaanza kuimba 10 bila break.
Bila break pale vile.
10 bila break. Ambia rais wangu atembeze miaka 10 bila break tena kwa mpigo zaidi.
Hoping ya kwamba kando na kifunguo pia walikabidhiwa pia stakabadhi.
Stakabadhi
za umiliki.
Umiliki?
Yes. Kwamba hii ndio stakabadhi yako kwamba kuonyesha kwamba una miliki. Very important by the way.
Sikusikia sana stories za stakabadhi.
Basi hizo pia uulizie.
Ufunguo haitoshi?
No. You need to own the house.
No, Mwashimbe hawajamaliza kulipa.
Mpaka wamalize kulipa.
Ukimaliza kulipa ndio unapata nyumba bwana.
Lakini hata pia kabla hujamaliza kulipa pia kukuwe na kitu ambacho inaitwa agreement, contract.
Inafanyika online pale katika boma yangu.
No, you're supposed to sign it.
Si una sign online ama?
Well, sign on property, you know how things go.
Najua.
You bought a property.
Najua.
So because that's buying a property.
It's true.
It's buying a property. It has the right documents. Huh? Yes.
That's what's trending
This beautiful morning.
Contigo.
Sasa, your idiotic government is about to spend 2.8 billion on research and feasibility studies for guess what? For the affordable housing project. Yeah, in the upcoming financial year, they plan to spend 2.8 billion on research. Yani vitu zinafanywa nyuma mbele. And why 2.8 billion on research and feasibility studies? For what? People already speaking. And how are you doing a feasibility and a research study on a project that is already ongoing? Shouldn't that have been the first thing you did before all this? Naona tunaenda nyuma badala ya kwenda mbele. Juu kila kitu inafanyangwa in reverse. Idiots.
20,000 per square meter. Honorable Speaker, this issue of affordable housing is a scam. Why am I saying it's a scam, Honorable Speaker? If you look at the government giving land for free, number one, the same government is giving tax-free building materials. Same government is giving value-added taxes free. And also transferring that land is free of charge. And how, I don't know what kind of calculation they're making. After giving free government land, which is a public land, to an individual, and then that individual builds properties at not affordable price, but at an affordable price, commercial price. Mr. Speaker, if you go today, Honorable Lomonen is my witness. He bought 104 square meter property in Great Wall. He bought 2 maisonettes, 2 apartments, at the cost of 3.5 million shillings. He has documents. I am his witness. And if you look at 104, you divide 3.5 million, divide by 104, you are getting that land at 34,000 shillings, 34,000 per square meter. So why should somebody tell me that after giving this land for free, this land, the price should go to 90,000 per square meter? I don't know why. Honorable Speaker, lastly, in that committee, my view was that the government has lost land to fraudsters in the name of developers. The Speaker, I will tell you today, after 10 years, there is no land that will be left for Kenyans to use because all the land that is supposed to be developed by the government has been taken over by fraudsters.
Put your finger down kama your rent is more than 30% of your income. Put your finger down kama ushai hama because you couldn't afford to pay rent. Put your finger down ka bado uko kwa mzazi because you can't afford your own place. Put your finger down ka you stay so far from work because the housing near your workplace is just too expensive. Put your finger down kama unajua ukilipa rent itabidi siku 2-3 umeinama. Put your finger down kama Edmund unaweza pata kifulia landlord kwa mlango. Put your finger down kama you've had to settle for poor and safe housing because that's all you could afford. Put your finger down kama imebidi you postpone life plans like kids and marriage because of housing costs. Put a finger down kama you're dreaming about owning that home but it just feels impossible with the pricing of houses. And if you're spending long hours commuting because you can't afford a bigger house for your family next to your place of work, put your finger down. If you have one or more of your fingers down, sa ile watu wanasikia affordable housing and they start shouting,
Nani anakuwa? Nani anakuwa?
Ni mimi na wewe. Ni mimi na wewe. Damn. Affordable housing was meant for people like us to fix this kind of issues. So, can you afford affordable housing?
Affordable housing was a very good concept. But the way he presented it and the way he started implementing it, to me it was scandalous. Because it was blatant theft of public land. The aspect of trying to sell houses that are built on public land, to me, and you have already taxed me the same money That is scandalous. The political class have a lot of interest in those houses because they believe they can use their political opportunity to amend the law, affordable housing law, so that they can allow themselves to sell the houses they have been holding.
So the government forced us to pay housing levy and then use the same money to buy treasury bills and bonds, whatever. The question remains, who's getting that profit? Because if you are taxing me directly to fund housing, if you're going to use my money to do some other shit, and then that shit makes money, I should be getting the profit. Now, I'm seeing that the government has, invested close to, let me check. The housing levy collections invested in treasury bills have hit 46 billion, up from 20 billion in May last year. Really, I'm starting to think that this whole housing tax is just a state, mandate by Ruto to steal, because they say they're going to build 200,000 units per year. Now they're down to 1,000 units per year. And then the question remains, who is actually going to buy these units? And number two, are they going to be sold below market price? Because I really doubt that they'll be sold below market price, because they have to cover the cost of constructing the houses. Now umeona pesa zimewekwa wapi? Pesa zimewekwa kwa treasury bills. So what is funding hizi manyumba? Mkoshwa si partners to partners like it's a PNP initiative, because I really think it receives zero funding from the government. Na hizi nyumba zitauzwa na market rate. Kama rate ya 2 bedroom ni 15 million, it was 15 million, whatever the rate will be at the time they are selling, because they have to cover the costs. This is a big scam loading. This is a very, very big scam loading. Hizo pesa zimeenda wapi? Billions.
Is Kenya's affordable housing program a scam or a game changer? My name is Victor Kieri, a registered architect in Kenya, and welcome to my new series where we take a hard look at Kenya's affordable housing program. And this is the flagship initiative designed to transform housing for low and middle-income Kenyans. Back to my question, is this program a genuine game changer or just another elaborate scams? In the next few videos, I'll be breaking down every aspect of the affordable housing program using a simple scorecard approach. So we'll cover key metrics like policy, the legal frameworks around it, financing and pricing, and how fast or well these houses are being built. So that's the quality. I will talk about urban design, sustainability, corruption, and even more we can compare like Kenya's model with successful housing schemes around similar economies. In our very first video, we'll start with the foundation, that is the policy and the legal framework. So I'll explain how the Affordable Housing Act of 2024 is supposed to support this initiative, and whether the laws behind it are as robust or are they just promises on paper. Next, we'll dive into the financing model. So this is because recently the program shifted from being government funded to relying on a mandatory housing levy, that is on unemployed Kenyans. So does this new model create a sustainable fund for housing, or does it unfairly cut out into your paychecks? So we'll break that down. And then we'll talk about pricing and affordability. Are the units priced within the reach of the average Kenyans, or even the people who they're supposed to be targeting? Or are they designed only for like the middle class? So I'll also explore how effectively these houses are being built, and looking at timelines and maybe some bureaucratic hurdles that can slow the process. Then we'll move on to urban design and livability, asking if these developments are creating thriving communities or just concrete blocks with minimal amenities. And no critique would be complete without addressing corruption. So I'll discuss allegations and evidence of mismanagement and how these issues corrode public trust and impact project delivery. And then finally, we can compare Kenya's approach with affordable housing programs from countries like Egypt, Morocco, Ethiopia. And then I think we can see a vision of what the future can look like. And most particularly because these countries have very similar economies to us, to Kenya.
Previously on the Vampire Diaries.
Affordable housing is the biggest pyramid scheme and scandal
tupatie facts
in Kenya.
Tupatie facts. Ingia kwa simu.
Acha niwape facts. Fact number 1.
All right.
common sense. Mbona uchukue pesa kutoka kwa Wakenya, ujengea Wakenya nyumba, alafu wauzie?
Okay.
Why take my money, build me a house, then sell to me? Number 2, kuna katiba na kuna sheria ya Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act.
Okay.
Hizi nyumba zimejengwa on public land. What assurance serikali inakupa wewe kwamba you own property on public land? Kwa sababu sheria ya ku own property on public land is very clear na haijafuatwa.
So kesho kunaweza kuwa mtu mwingine akuja aseme hii ni shamba ya serikali.
Ni shamba ya serikali. Sasa nyumba yako iko juu ya shamba ya serikali. Aya, number 2. How affordable is the affordable housing?
Okay.
And why is it a priority for Kenya? How affordable is it? A bed sitter in Kirinyaga affordable housing program is 1.79 million. Ni Wakenya wangapi ambao wanatusikiza leo asubuhi wanaweza kuafford bed sitter ya 1.79 million na wainunue Kirinyaga?
Do you know kuna Kenya hata hajaishika shilingi 10,000 mshikane hivi?
Yes. It is not affordable for anyone. Number 2, it's not a priority. Who wants to live in a big government hostel?
A big government hostel.
It's a hostel. Ile ni hostel.
Okay.
What the government priority should be is kutengeneza economy, kuwe na cash flow, watu watengeneze pesa, ujijengee nyumba yako mahali unataka.
Okay.
Now, the president says ametengeneza 160,000 jobs in the affordable housing. We don't have data. We cannot confirm for sure that it is 160,000. But let us take him by his word. Though his word does not mean much, kwa sababu akisema hii huwa anadanganya. Mara nyingi akisema kitu huwa anadanganya.
Hello, wewe. Watch and learn. One time. Sikiza nini? Ground. Sikiza nini? Ground. Sikiza nini? Tuongea kesho. Hivi venye nanawa hivi. Ndo nanawa Ruto. Nimenawa Ruto kabisa. Nimenawa Ruto. Ruto Kasongo nimekunawa.
Ese yumoyo.
Ruto must go. Ruto must go. Ruto must go. Ruto